the idea of wanting to be a great man of God, that you would view yourselves as something great, or that you would aspire in your ambition to be great. This issue, so common among the ego of men, was dealt with in Luke chapter 22. Jesus had just eaten the Passover meal, in which he told them that he was going to be betrayed. Then he said, "Woe to the man whom will betray me. It would have been better for him that he had not been born." He also stated that they began to have a discussion among themselves which one of them might be he who it was going to do this thing. And immediately, without interruption, you can see that the Gospel of Luke records this, and there arose a discussion or a dispute among them of which one of them would be regarded as the greatest. And he said to them some very pertinent and amazing things. Jesus said, "The kings of the Gentiles, they lord themselves over their subjects, and they have authority over them, and those who have that authority over them are the benefactors and get the benefit. But this is not so and should not be so among you. But let him who is the greatest among you become as the youngest or a servant, and the leader as a servant. For who is greater, the one who reclines at the table," that's the person being served in a restaurant or at a table, "or the one who serves, the waiter? Is it not the one who reclines? In the world, he's the greatest, the one who gets served by a servant. But I'm among you as the one who serves." Jesus was like a waiter waiting tables. Does that sound like a great man of God to you? That which you see in Christendom today, people seeking to be great among each other? "And you are those who have stood by me in my trials, and just as my Father has granted me a kingdom, I grant you, that you may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and you will sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel." So you see that being served by the everlasting servant, Jesus Christ, how he served us in the kingdom of his Father, is the exact life that we live as servants among his people. But because of this, he grants the very kingdom of heaven to us, so that we will sit down and eat the delicacies of his everlasting word, of his fatherhood, of him fathering us and teaching us all things, telling us what is to come. That we would eat from the table of the King of the universe, who is our Father. And immediately after this, he turns to Simon Peter and he says this, "Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has demanded permission to sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail. And you, once you have turned again, repented from his denial 3 times, strengthen your brothers," as a waiter, as a servant. And that's what Peter was. He wasn't a great man of God. You have here in Luke chapter 22 the betrayal of Jesus Christ by Judas Iscariot at the Passover supper. Jesus is uncovering that. And then the source of the spiritual darkness of that betrayal, it becomes a discussion among the disciples, who will be great? And this is it. This is not an obedient foot-washing servant who goes low, low, low in humility. These are the arrogant that rule over the churches. These are the ones that are the benefactors. And then you see that Satan is coming to test Peter whether or not he will be willing to be in oneness with the life of his master and suffer the same fate as him, serving as a waiter at the table. Repent if you're seeking to be a great man of God. There are no great men of God. There is only a great God. Repent